here for a part two. Hello, you. Because I have two diagnoses, actually. I went back and took a look, and I was like, oh, yeah, there is another one. It's called generalized anxiety disorder. Um, so that falls under section 12.06, anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorders. So, medical documentation of the requirements of paragraph 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So, anxiety disorder characterized by 3 or more of the following: restlessness, easily fatigued, difficulty concentrating, irritability, muscle tension, or sleep disturbance. I do not have panic disorder. And I also don't have obsessive compulsive disorder, but it has been documented a couple times that I have repetitive behaviors aimed at reducing anxiety and involuntary, time consuming preoccupation with intrusive, unwanted thoughts. This whole fucking channel. Oh, Lord. So, no, when you see me in the store, I'm going to have a fly ass outfit on. I'm going to look put together because that's actually like part of a repetitive behavior aimed at reducing anxiety. Like, I'm not trying to impress anyone because I definitely dress for myself. But very rarely, I had that time when I was living here and I first moved here, and, I was wearing like donated clothes and I had holes in most of my clothes, and that's a rare occasion. You will not catch me slipping. You will not catch me slipping, okay? I may wear my little sweatsuit, my little jogging set or something. But that's like as unkempt as you're gonna catch me because it reduces my anxiety to know that I look good. um, so uh so then it goes into extreme limitation of one. Excuse me. So you have to have one of the disorders. And then you also have to have extreme limitation of one or marked limitation of two of the following areas of mental function. Okay, understand, remember, or apply information. We've already discussed that yesterday. Okay. Interact with others. We went over that yesterday. Concentrate, persist, or maintain pace. We went over that yesterday. Actually, I think it looks a little different. Hold on, because this one is 12-E. Okay. Okay. Concentrate, persist, or maintain pace. This area of mental functioning refers to the abilities to focus attention on work activities and stay on task at a sustained rate. Um, so, I scanned it and I kind of, okay. Initiating and performing a task. Oh, God. Excuse me. It's 6:45. I told you I usually get really sleepy around this time. It's usually around the time that I start crashing out. um, Initiating and performing a task that you understand and know how to do, working at an appropriate and consistent pace, completing tasks in a timely manner, ignoring or avoiding distractions while working, changing activities or work settings without being disruptive, and working close to or with others without interrupting them or distracting them, sustaining an ordinary routine and regular attendance at work, and working a full day without needing more than an allotted number or length of rest periods during the day. Um, these examples illustrate the nature of this area of mental functioning. So people like to make fun of me for being so easily distracted, like when I get in my chat and stuff like that. And oh, dang, what was I saying? What was I saying? That's why, the most important parts of this channel are usually written down somewhere, or I have something to like guide me, like when I read off an article or anything like that. Writing it down keeps me from like getting distracted, pulling not necessarily like for instance, I defended myself about something and it wasn't even the truth, but you get so quick into like your thought process, it doesn't I've been made fun of for this little thing here, this little issue. Um so it's because I have these diagnoses that affect me. Um I'm bringing this back up. This is part two. Yesterday was part one. These are the actual two diagnoses that I have. I have PTSD and I have generalized anxiety disorder. Um, these two are the reason why I receive disability, Social Security disability. All right. And this was brought up because I was followed around in the store yesterday, and a woman was walking in front of me, acting like she's picking something up off the shelf, put it back on the shelf, and oh, she says she's disabled, but I don't know. This is what you call, you people. Oh my gosh, some of you people, you know, I mean, it's very simple what it is. You're looking for something, you're looking for something physical, or you're looking for something that stops me physically from being able to do anything. I could do quite a bit. I don't like, I do something almost every day. The weekends are kind of hard because we don't have a car, but most of the time I'll even get up and just walk over to the corner store. I setting realistic expectations. That's something that we've been working on for like 3 months, where I don't really, well, I think it's still fine. Okay. But I try to like cram all of my chores and stuff into 1 or 2 days, you know, so that I can have leisure. It's not really leisure. Like I said, I almost do something every day to keep myself going. Today I canceled my plans because I realized, oh, where I'm going tomorrow is right next to where I need to go today, so I might as well just go tomorrow. I think that was more realistic, right? But they were talking about how, okay, you cram everything into one day, 2 days, and then you feel burnt out through the week because you're also doing your other stuff, And though it be true, I think it still works for us to try to cram everything into 2 days. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand where they're saying it's an unrealistic expectation. you know. Um, but these are these are invisible disabilities, okay? It's a physical, mental, or neurological condition that is not immediately apparent to others, but significantly impairs daily functioning. Okay. As a result of this anxiety disorder and PTSD is why I'm often stuck in functional freeze and I look functional to you. Yes, I'm at the store reading off my grocery list that I refuse to change. I get the same things. I've been warned before, when you watch targeted individuals, I've been warned before, don't get the same thing all the time because they'll tamper with stuff and da, 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 da. Can't help it. I have to do it that way. I have to do it that way. If I change too much, it starts getting hard to keep up with, right? I just get the same fucking thing all the time. We're not Oh, you want a different smell of laundry detergent? No. No. It was really hard for Aaron to convince me to let him change his soap. I did let him do it. When it comes to Aaron, I think that I do really well. One, because I'm giving the kid a complex. But two, he has a right to choose his things and do what he wants. Um, like it's been such a feat allowing him to leave his room in a state of disarray. He just has the rule of no clothes, no like trash on the floor. You can leave your toys. But I used to make him clean his toys up every day. You know what I'm saying? So, those that's part of that. It's I don't have OCD, but we have a few traits. Like I don't. It's just like with when I was talking about the um how some people that have been called narcissistic aren't technically narcissistic personality disorder because they just missed the mark for the diagnosis, right? So I missed the mark for OCD, but I do have a trait, and that trait is my perfectionism and how I manage my household. And um, it's like a weird thing where if I know I have to be somewhere, okay, like let's say I have an appointment. It's like a very important appointment. It's an important meeting. I have to clean my house. I can't come home to a dirty house. When I go to court, especially when I'm like going to court or anything like that. I do not know why. It is an intrusive thought. Really, it's not real. I know it's not real. Okay, I know. But anytime I have to do anything like related to the government or anything like that, house has to be clean because they could follow me home and see my dirty house and then they'll take my son and then what? You're following me around trying to find out what disability I have. It's invisible. It's all in my head. You're not in there, okay? So you don't know. You don't get it. It's I really feel for people with invisible illnesses, cuz you're constantly questioned about your functionality, you know. And then I do struggle with restlessness sometimes. It doesn't look like it, okay? Cuz y'all want me to get out of bed. I do get out of bed. I do. I do. I take myself out. Um I always handle my business. We have a minimum of 2 appointments a week. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. He goes to therapy, I go to therapy. This week we have parent teacher conferences, and he has an appointment for the dentist. I mean, we are constantly like every week is a 2 appointments minimum, and that's on top of because I have to go to the store. I do get groceries delivered, but then I have one card that doesn't work online. I have to go in the store. There's all types of different things that I have to do. And unfortunately, I can only handle those tasks. And I don't, sometimes it's a struggle to handle them. Um, what I would say though, what's always helpful is um, some of the people that I've met on the bus, some of the people that I've just, throughout my routine, I've made familiarity with cashiers at the store, things that help it to be less like, I don't know, especially in the store. A lot of my anxiety is relieved by knowing that I know somebody in there. Even if I don't really know them. You know what I'm saying? Just that person is familiar with me and they know I'm not a thief. you know? So these routines that I've created do lower the level of anxiety that I feel on a daily basis, but I definitely still feel it. I often one thing that I get a lot that I don't talk about I don't really talk about I think I talk about my experiences, but not really how it affects me, like on a daily basis. Often, I've talked about like when being stonewalled, like I would get headaches and things, but just on the day to day, you know, I get a pit in my stomach, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and that'll sit with me for a while, and I'll do my breathing. Oh, I would like to announce that I can breathe properly now. It takes great concentration. Like if I let it go, it'll slip back into the inverted type of breathing. But if I focus on it, I can breathe and there's very little crying going on. So I have worked on that. That is something that I am proud of. Oh, I don't know why I was about to cry. um but like on a daily basis, at some point within the day, it's not like all day, but I'll get like a pit in my stomach and just feel like I'm gonna throw up and like that it's like a feeling of knowing that I can't really put into words, but I'm gonna try for you, okay? Something is going on, at all times, but very specifically, like something is about to happen. But it's been feeling like this for a long time. Something about to happen. Nothing bad, nothing good. I don't know exactly what it is, but something's about to happen. My stomach. This is very different from the intuition. Um, it's like very distinct. It's not. Um, it's a knowing, but it's not intuition. It's just anxiety. I can't. It's not intuition. It's a knowing that something's not right, but it's not intuition. It's hard to put it in words. I'm trying to tell you. Um, there's a distinct difference between your intuition and anxiety. Okay. And I know that this feeling is anxiety. It's not intuition. Like, I'm not getting some type of channeled message or download. I just have this pit in my stomach. Like, I just feel like, oh my God, I could throw up any minute. And when I get like that, it's like a mini panic attack is what it is. That's what it is. It's a mini panic attack. I start sweating and I'll just be sitting there like, oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. And you might hear me audibly, ugh, oh. And that happens to me a couple times a day. Hey, are you being nice now? You being nice? You being nice? So, this is the second part to Hey You. Hey You was yesterday. Lovely lady that was stalking me in the store, questioning what my disability is. I don't really mind talking about it. It's an invisible disability. And uh I'll never forget 2016. I hopped on the bus, right? And I decided I was going to ride and see some different areas. Excuse me, see some different areas of the city. And so the bus driver was talking about, he just randomly started talking to me. And he was talking about how his father had worked for many years and he could not get disability. And he was very, very ill. Um, and I was like, oh, I'm on disability. Yeah. I think the conversation started with him asking me why I was riding so far out because I went like all the way west. I'm like at the farthest point that the bus goes to on West Broad. And I said, yeah, at the time, what it was originally awarded for was for depression. Okay. Um, at that time, it was depression. And um, not just depression, it has to be major depression. Um, but anyway, I was like, yeah, I was actually awarded that. Um, he was talking about the appeal process, all this stuff. Yeah, I was awarded that on the first try. Again, sometimes when it comes to Social Security, right? Like, um, your documentation may be faulty. If you just found out that you're like sick and it's only been about 6 months and you don't really have the documentation, you will get turned down. You will have to do a appeal because they look for like a certain amount of time frame that you've been experiencing certain illnesses. It's not that way for all illnesses, like terminal illnesses. It's not like that. But if it's an illness that you can live with, you have to have like long-term documentation. So I understood why his father did not get approved. Um, but I just, wow. I just went all the way around the world with that. The point is, this bus driver looked at me and he said, "You don't look depressed." Um, there's like some kind of misconception when it comes to mental health disorders that you will always be in that state. Not only that, I'm smiling at you, sir, because we're out in public. As soon as I close my door, I'm going to be crying. Back then, it was really bad. It was so bad. And at this point, they don't contribute any depressive symptoms to um being depressed. Okay, so I don't have a diagnosis of depression, because what they've discovered is that my anxiety is released through tears. So like the crying and the sadness isn't actually sadness, it's anxiety, and that's just how I release it. So that's why they removed the one of the best things about coming along this little journey of my mental health is being able to express exactly what it is I'm feeling better. I mean, I just struggled a few minutes ago, but ultimately I can tell them exactly, okay, I'm feeling very anxious. Do you feel sad? No, I don't feel sad, but I couldn't, if you're not, if if you're not doing well mentally, and I mean like in terms, how can I put this? If you can't express how you are feeling, if you cannot describe where you feel it, you know, where's it at? Is it right? Is it in your solar plexus? Is it in your root? Is it in your sacral? Is it right in your crown? Is it in your throat? Like, where are you feeling this feeling, right? And what are you feeling? If you can't do that, I hate to break it to you, you are not mentally sound because um you're not within body. And you might be, but when I say mentally sound, I mean you are likely delusional. I'm not trying to be harsh by saying that. If you cannot tell me where your body hurts or feels any type of sensation as you are feeling an emotion, you're not mentally sound. Just so you know. But coming on this journey of dealing with my mental health and just looking back and thinking I was depressed because I cried so much, I really wasn't depressed. It's anxiety releasing itself through tears. I just cry a lot. I cry a lot because I'm anxious all the fucking time. What's next? What's next? Oh, try to stay in the present, and I do. I have my things that bring me into present, especially the cats. The cats are my newest little. I really enjoy them. you know? So, and we don't really play. We do a lot of laying around, but the cuddling and the talking to them and the cooing, and I have their little designated songs that I sing to them. Okay, Angels is that girl. I forget her name. Amanda Perez. God send me an angel from the heavens above, and I sing to Halo, which is the Beyonce Halo song. Which Angel gets a little shout. I got my angel now. Right. So I spent a lot of time with them. They have been very helpful. I've seen a definite change in my life since receiving them. You know, they're very sweet. So this video was much longer than the one from yesterday and not really needed, but I missed some points. I know I missed some points. I was trying to make a point that there's like this misconception that um, you're going to be in a particular state all the time if you're experiencing like a mental illness. So even then, if I said I have PTSD and then you're walking around like, well, I didn't startle you. Well, I didn't do X, Y, and Z. Like you could just sit that down anywhere. I don't need it. Thank you. So mental illness is not constant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have PTSD, so what? You think I'm supposed to be like freaking out at loud sounds all the time? Unable to go into the store. Those are all things that I've actually worked on over the years, okay? Because there used to be a time where I was very like anti going to the store, or I couldn't even go in the gas station, honey. Like, I would sit and I would just wait until enough people left. I have experienced improvement, but it's still persistent. You know what I'm saying? Also, being stalked. The thing is about that, it didn't occur to me, that I was being stalked for a very long time. I just mentioned this not too long ago where I was on Facebook talking about, there you have a doppelganger in every state and not realizing that those people were actually following me state to state, right? Even though I was not aware that I was being stalked, I still had all of the like the reactions to being stalked. Like that fear of being perceived. I don't think it's like a spectrum thing for me. I think I um the inner was very fine tuned to what was going on, but this up here wasn't checking in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally thought I was just seeing like people that looked similar. I was not catching on mentally that I was being stalked, but I think my body was, you know? So I had like some of these preoccupations with going in the store or going and doing things, but never really knew that I needed to be, you know? Like, oh, I need to be cautious because people are following me around. Like, that wasn't a conscious thought, but subconsciously, I definitely picked up on it. And it was going on much longer than whatever the fuck that was. That was very noticeable. It was the first time it was like really, really, really noticeable was when I was like going back and forth between Maryland and Ohio. Um, and I find that to be really interesting. But I mean, that was going on. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that Natanya's dad was stalking me until I got my documentation for court. Because they never tell you, they don't, when you go into therapy, they can't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? They can't tell you specifically what it is that they think is wrong with you sometimes. They can give you your diagnoses, but like um they do it to keep you from panicking essentially. So like if she would have told me that he was stalking me, it would have just all hell would have broke loose. You know what I mean? She could not tell me that, so I didn't even know. But again, the body was picking up on it. So like all my reactions and things like that. Uh, okay, so I am Ashley. I have an invisible disability. I have two diagnoses that fall under the section 12 of the Social Security Administration eligible disorders. Okay. If you are following me, trying to snap pictures of me being functional, okay, you should know that these are invisible disabilities. They're invisible. So you're not going to catch a picture of me disabled. Okay? It's not going to happen. All right? And I would just hope that I don't see you in the store again on that bullshit. It has now been expressed and described to you. I have shown you what is required of Social Security in order for me to get it. I am not by any means being fraudulent or taking benefits unwarranted. Okay. Um, you know, can someone fake a mental illness? Yes, they can. Am I faking? No, I'm not. Oh God, who would want to fake this shit? I just, I know they're out there. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not refuting that people aren't out there faking this shit. Okay. But the kind of life that I want to live does not benefit me to fake it at all. Please stop following me. Have a good day. And thanks to Zoe who said I was so beautiful. And Cozy Girl for life. Good luck with your anxiety.